guys, so I am here in Studio D doing my dialysis. That's what I'm going to call it. It's just studio dialysis. It is the day after Christmas. We survived it. Christmas, my son always works. The business he works for just rewards their employees for working on those holidays. And so Easter, Christmas, Thanksgiving, whatever, it's like double time and a half or something, and typically there's quite a few employees who don't want to work those days, but he is willing to. And so because of that, typically we don't have Christmas on Christmas because of that. One, I'm a single mom, or I've been a single mom for a lot of their growing up. And so sometimes we had to wait till the tax return check came. So my kids are just really used to not having Christmas on Christmas. We also typically get together with my parents. We get together with my brother, there's just so many different Christmases, right? Especially too, when you have two different parents in two different homes. So it can cause a lot of chaos. To be humorous though, if you can watch, Four Christmases, it's with Vince Vaughn and Renee. I think that's her name, right? I don't remember. Anyway, she's the Legally Blonde girl. But it is with Vince Vaughn, and it's a Christmas movie, and it's just hilarious about their little shenanigans and what they're doing and so forth. But what I wanted to share with you is that it was so cool because we were actually able to go Christmas Eve down to Bisbee to see Grandpa and Grandma. And we were able to take Charlie. We went ahead and went down there and we hung out with the grandparents, and did some gifts. And then we were able to come back to Tucson. But for my exchanges, I did one around 9 o'clock. Now, usually I do one at 7, 10, 1, and 5. I decided to wait a little bit because I was going to only do 2 exchanges on Christmas Eve. So we went down. I did one exchange about 2 o'clock because Charlie, it's so funny. I have Charlie 5 days out of the week. And so he's so used to that schedule, and I have him in a row. And so I think when he doesn't get his nap time on time, he just falls apart, just like I would, right? So he was falling apart, and my son was a little bit whoa. And I'm like, don't worry, I'll take him. So I took him into the bedroom. We did my exchange. He laid down on the bed, took a nap, took a good 2-hour nap, and then was refreshed and great and ready to go. So I did my exchange about 2. And then on the way home, Donnie and I were just talking, and we're vibing, and, we're hanging out listening to Christmas music that I totally spaced doing my exchange on the way home. Well, thankfully, we didn't go anywhere Christmas Eve. We thought about it. There's so many candlelight services I'd like to go to, or just different parties and events. But we got home and we were so tired. So I decided, you know what, I'm just going to do an exchange. We got home around 6-ish. I'm like, I'll do an exchange, and it's early enough that I'll go ahead and drain around, 10. And I fell asleep. And I fell asleep. I think I woke up about 3, what time is it? And I was like, forget it. I'm just going to go back to sleep. I'm sleeping with my dialysis. The rest of that night, though, I didn't sleep really well because having the dialysis in is a bit, I don't want to say heavy, but it can be a bit annoying. So I think I drained at 6 in the morning. Or no. I drained at 7 because I ended up doing my exchange on Christmas Day at 8 o'clock instead of 7 o'clock. So at 7, I woke up and was like, oh my gosh, I gotta do my exchange. But then I decided I'm going to jump in the shower. I'm going to get ready for the day. Then I'm going to do my exchange and start us off that way, right? The good news is again, the kids weren't coming over until later in the afternoon because they were, my son had to work and they weren't going to do any of their presents then. So then we decided that we would just go ahead and wait till he got home from work. So in the past, when I did an exchange overnight, I never really gained anything. I would put in 2,000, and when I drained the next morning, it would be 2005 or it was like not even worth it to be like uncomfortable all night and then to drain barely anything in the morning. And so I decided that, or I think Beth decided that it wasn't worth it for me to do it that way. And so I just don't, I plan my day where I do my dialysis throughout the day. Plus I go out a lot at night and I don't want to have the dextrose in me, right? So that morning I drained, so it'd be Christmas Day, and I drained like 24, which was really great because that meant that I really did need to get that out. And I got it out faster than I would had I waited till 7 to do an exchange and then waited till 10 to drain it. But it was also kind of surprising that it was so high. And I really didn't eat much. In fact, we had like beef stew and I had a little bit of salad. So nothing terribly crazy. But I tell you, your body just does what it does. So that was just really shocking to me that I pulled that much in my first exchange. So, oh well. The Christmas was good. Charlie was definitely overwhelmed with everything. And again, they didn't nap him properly. And so by the time he got here, he was fussing. We kind of opened presents. And then I'm like, I'm just going to go put him into bed because he's just overwhelmed. So I went ahead and put him in his pack and play. And I sat here for maybe 5 minutes because sometimes he likes to peek out to see if I'm still here, and he's all crying. And then he just drifted off to sleep, and he slept for a good hour. And then when he got up, he was a little bit cranky still, but I think he doesn't feel good. And I say that because his mom was supposed to bring him and Richie over today. I was going to watch them until she went to work, and she texted me and said that she was nauseous, throwing up. She just did not feel good. And to be honest, I don't really feel good either. I'm not only tired, but boy, this morning I did feel nauseous. I didn't throw up, but I did feel nauseous. And for Christmas, our tradition is to get Asian food. And it's like one time out of the year where we actually go ahead and do it because Asian food is expensive. Like my favorite place is Badar here in Tucson. It's on Broadway. And I've been going there for 25, 26, 27 years at least. Although the original owners did sell it, and you can tell a little difference of taste, but overall, it is what it is. So, but yeah, so we ordered from there, and I don't think I've had chicken lo mein in a year at least. Maybe we have it twice a year. Maybe. Because it was like $50, $60. Because we got chicken lo mein, chicken fried rice, and Donnie likes Mongolian beef. And we actually were able to get something for free because we had ordered such a large amount, which is cool. But, it was like, holy cow. And so I thought maybe I don't feel good because I'm not used to that kind of food. I mean, I make my own homemade egg drop soup, and I make my own pho. But like, we never go to Panda ever. I'm like, that's not Asian food. That's garbage. I won't go there. But yeah, so I don't know what happened. And they didn't eat our food. So I don't know. Or maybe they ended up ordering later on. I don't know. We had a jam last night. So about 6, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to drain. Like, I totally spaced that. I'm like, I cannot be spacing my exchanges at this time of year. And so once I drained, then we took off and went to the jam, and the kids went home to chill and stuff. So everything worked out fine, but it was just crazy. Like, I feel bad for her because she doesn't feel good, and Charlie was just snotty, and I think he's catching something. So it's that time of year, though. Another thing I think of is how we have an overindulgence of foods, which includes sugar, and I really feel like because of that, it weakens our bodies, and that's why we get the flu, and that's why we get sick. And maybe that's a crazy, crazy thought, but I just feel so passionate that we have Halloween, which is full of sweets and candies. Then you have Thanksgiving, which is an overindulgence of foods. And then you have Christmas, which is a combination of both. Then you have New Year's, which is basically a combination of everything. And then everybody's sick and you're wondering why. Like, I really feel like what we're consuming is really destroying our bodies, not only on the regular summer day, but we just consume the extra sweets and the extra. So I don't know. Maybe I'm cuckoo. But that's just what I was thinking lately. I'm like, isn't that interesting? You know, kids get sick mostly. Adults are getting sick. You know, people are just, I don't know. Of course, the other thing I think about that here in Tucson is that we fluctuate sometimes with the heat. Like sometimes it's like the other day it was 80. I took Charlie for a walk and we were sweating. And then, you know, you go into like say Walmart or Fry's and you're blasted with the AC because the AC doesn't know what to do. And so then you're chilled again. And then you go back outside, it's hot, you know, so back and forth, or vice versa. And so I think that also contributes to us getting sick. So I don't know. That's just my thoughts today. So I hope everybody else had a good Thanksgiving and Christmas and New Year's, because why not? You know, I'm excited for the New Year's. I hope it comes quickly, because that's exciting to reevaluate what was so you could shift it into what it can be for the next year. So anyways, have a good day. Drink your water. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.